Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Find the gifts Dad craves at Lowe's. Right now, you can save on select Skill Power Core 12 tools that feature 25% longer runtime and have patented cooling technology. Save $10 off the Skill Power Core 12 brushless drill driver kit, now just $59.98. Or upgrade Dad's toolbox and save $30 on the 5-tool brushless combo kit, now just $169. There's nothing sweeter than Father's Day at Lowe's. Offer valid 6/9 through 6/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Not a good story here out of South Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina man died last week after being injured while hanging Christmas lights on his home.
Damn, man.
According to local TV station, 31-year-old Joe Coco on his roof, on his house hanging lights when he fell and hit the ground. His wife Haley was inside decorating, and he was outside getting the lights up so he could surprise his girls. She had the weather may have been a factor, as Coco had mentioned it being a bit windy on the day. He went up to work on the lights. Doctors initially said he would be paralyzed from the neck down, but his condition worsened, and he died earlier this week.
Jesus.
According to the station. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, they list holiday decorating as an activity that can lead to serious harm. On average, there are about 160 decorating-related injuries each day.
A day?
During the holiday season, with almost half of the incidents involving falls. In the 2019 holiday season alone, 15,000 people were treated in emergency rooms due to holiday decorating-related injuries. In 2019, there have been no deaths associated with seasonal decorations, as far as that year was concerned. But either way, not a good situation.
Here's the good news for me. While there are plenty of Christmas decorations around my house, my wife's responsible for all of them. So if anyone gets injured, as a result, it's going to be my wife, not me.
What was the holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
This one goes back maybe just shy of 20 years. Christmas Eve over at the grandparents' typical Christmas Eve. Just wrapping everything up, so my dad sends the oldest sibling out with the keys to go start the car. Comes back looking like she's seen a ghost because she locks him in there running.
That's not
so
good.
Obviously, that's not going to be a bill on Christmas Eve.
No, that's going to be really difficult to find somebody.
So, yeah, what is the solution to this?
Well, instantly, my dad calls AAA. All right, yeah, we'll send somebody out, but we're not open, so this is after hours, holiday pay. We're like, yeah, it's fine. My vehicle's running, just get out here. So we're sitting around waiting for him, and he's like, all right, well, I'm not going to stand around, so give me a coat hanger. I'll give it a shot. He's sitting there on one side with the coat hanger. The locksmith shows up. He's trying to jimmy the door open, and it's just a race at that point. It's cold out. They're trying to get done, and the old man gets it unlocked for him. Guy throws his hands up. He's like, all right, well, you got it, not me, so I'm not going to charge you.
Huh.
Damn.
That's amazing.
That is very cool.
Most companies, if they dispatch someone, you're on the hook for it, right?
Especially on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I mean, that's my day. I mean, I if you're a locksmith, you probably don't have that many days off because there's always going to be a situation.
But do you think you take the day off, or are you, quote unquote, on call? Try not to call me, but I'm on call. Because it's inevitable, right?
I guess.
I mean, right, that many people getting together, somebody's getting locked out.
Something bad is going to happen.
You need to find a Jewish locksmith.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, man. In Baltimore,
I don't know how else you can do it. Baltimore, that would make sense to be able to do it.
And they would advertise. Like, you would get advertising that says, hey, man, these Jewish-owned companies on Christmas Day, they will be open. So you'd have, like, Jewish plumbers. Like, look, if something goes wrong, because we're not going to charge you extra because we don't celebrate Christmas. Right? It's just, It's the standard rate. And you still don't want to have to pay for a plumber, but it was kind of a cool thing. But, I mean, there'd be an advertising blitz for about 2 weeks from any company that was Jewish-owned, and they would tell you, like, hey, We're Jewish owned. We are open on Christmas Day. If you have a problem or you need something or anything, reach out to us.
You go into a deli, it would be packed.
Man, Chinese restaurants and delis.
Slammed on Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
absolutely.
I mean, everybody's in there.
And Tove Pizza.
What was a holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
Tove Pizza for sure.
Hello, Carrie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
I had one where one day we had a whole bunch of family over, and my mom had the turkey all ready, pulled it out, and it shattered on the floor with the grease, and the turkey just fell apart, and dogs started eating it.
Was the turkey juicy or was it dry? You said it shattered. Most turkeys don't shatter. Was it overcooked?
Well, you kind of cook it where you can almost kind of peel the meat off. I think my mom was just, I don't know. But anyways, it was so bad that it took like 3 days to pick up all that juice that was off the floor, and she bought the 10 things you got at the store for a turkey. After that, she went and bought a big old pot so she can handle it to hold it. It was so funny. There was days where me and my sister, like after I think it was Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, we were in there sliding with our slippers just to slide in the kitchen.
Okay, let me ask you this. So obviously your mom's going to be distraught because the dinner's the thing, right? The turkey shatters,
Right.
as you said. The dog's eating it. There's a greasy mess. Was dinner still okay even without the turkey? Like, did the family recover and move forward, or was it a big-ass deal?
No, but it was kind of strange. All you had everything but a meat.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the only meat?
I think I'm done for the rest of my life making turkey on Christmas.
I don't look. I'm not even on Thanksgiving. I don't want turkey, and on
I
Christmas.
thought the turkey at Thanksgiving was good. I really,
let me rephrase that, man. If I'm going to do like Ted, you said, like the Popeyes deep fried turkey or something.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. You got a smoked turkey.
Sure.
I'm down with that. But your standard baked turkey, like if you invite me over, no problem. But like, let's not spend all day cooking this thing that none of us are excited about. Not that it's bad. We're not excited. Why would you invest this many hours, right? But one of the times early on, man, I'm in my young 20s, and it's kind of a potluck Thanksgiving thing. Renting an apartment back in Baltimore, and we found a tabletop that had no legs and put that on top of a ping pong table, and that was the dining room table, to give you an idea of what kind of Thanksgiving this was. But, it was like 12 of us there, whatever. And we spent all day slaving over this turkey. You're trying to get it right. Everyone else brought the things. The turkey came out okay. We cut it up, but there was not a lot of room in this apartment, so what we made into the dining room, that's just where we were. Everything else, if you wanted seconds, you had to go back into this kitchen. This kitchen's about the size of a phone booth, right? I walk into the kitchen because now everyone's ready to get seconds, and this turkey has been cleaned to the bone. Like when I walk into the kitchen, there's no meat on it, and I don't understand what is happening because we've been out there talking and drinking for like 45 minutes, and I can't. It's like you took it and dropped it into the Amazon River and let piranhas clean this thing. And then I see my cat sitting on the kitchen counter, and the cat looks ill. The cat is meowing at me, looking for sympathy, and then I piece together, like, while we were out there eating our food, you have eaten the rest of the meat on this turkey. Cleaned this thing. I was so mad, I like lost my mind, but the thing was, about 4 hours later, now the cat's getting sick and puking all over the house. I cannot believe how much turkey this cat ate. So there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's just going to throw up the rest of the night. So you'd hear, because cats, they make a very dramatic production out of puking. And they want you to know. This was all night. And every time I picked up a pile of puke, I'm like, you were puking. Per puke is as much as anyone had on their goddamn plate when we sat down to eat. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm done with this. I am done. But when I walked in and did not see the cat initially, I'm like, what the hell happened to the turkey, man? This is weird. Like, there was meat on it when I left. Now it's just a pile of bones sitting in the tray.
Yeah.
I feel like Christmas, too. Like, when I was a kid, like, my one grandmother, she made a turkey and a ham every Christmas.
That was right.
But I feel like over the years, that's really gone away. Because even, like, when I would still fly back east, and even, like, my mom and brother and stuff, like, we had gotten away from that. We just started doing other, like prime rib, or we got to the point where we would just do crab cakes.
See, I'm down
or
with
like
that.
a steak.
But like a ham, basically, you just got to heat that bitch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ham's much
you don't
easier.
spend but turkey, man, people stress about it. They're worried about it all day. Is the stuffing right? And all this crap. And then in the end, I'm like, it's okay. You spent all of this time for something that is, on a scale of 1 to 10, it is a hard 5.
I just think you should be able to make the best meal that you like for that night.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even if it's crab legs, if it's crab cakes, if you're into that, if you want to have shrimp, if you want to have steak, if you want to have prime rib, hell, put a roast in, like whatever you enjoy.
What do you think in Christmas? For me this year, I want to go crab cakes and like shrimp cocktail. And we'll do sides and all that, but as the main thing, like, I want crab and shrimp, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm trying to think, because Jason and I have been having brunch together for 6
years, 7 years. Yeah.
But that's the thing, is the crab cocktail. Like the first year we went, it was just me and him, and they were like, these are crab cakes. So you got to keep in mind, VD does not know me that well yet, right? Mm-hmm. But I'll just say we were both recently single. So we decided we're going to go, and the guy's like, hey, man, it's super busy, right? It's 13 coins.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, here's crab cakes. And I'm never this guy, but I was like, I am sorry, man. I'm like, but it's Christmas Day. It's got to be a crab cocktail. And he's like, no charge. And I said, thank you, but it's got to be a crab cocktail. So
did he bring one out?
He did. And it was great. And then we went there for you. But that's our thing. Even like last year, you couldn't eat inside, so we got crab meat, and we made crab cocktails.
Damn.
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Christmas, get whatever meat you like.
What was the holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
That goes for you, ladies.
Hello, and you'll still not get anything. Yeah. Hello, Austin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, fellas. So this one ain't too long, but I'll get it right into it. So my mom wanted a new house built one of these years. We were in, I believe me and my cousin were in elementary school at this time. So my cousin came to spend the Christmas weekend with us, and we had just moved into this apartment while the house was being built. So me and my cousin decided, this was like the first year we decided, you know what, as soon as they're done wrapping the presents downstairs, we're just going to sneak down there, probably about 3 a.m., 4 a.m. We're just going to stay up all night. So comes around, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., they go to bed. I got to use the bathroom. So my bathroom was in my room. Both the kids' rooms were upstairs, and then my parents' rooms were my parents' room was on the middle floor, and then the rest of the house is whatever. So I started using, I used the bathroom, and I clogged it. So we're plunging away, we don't really know what we're doing, but we're plunging as hard as we can. The toilet just keeps filling up. So we're at this point, we're quietly at 4 a.m. We got like these little like toy baskets that I had in my room. We're dumping water into the bathtub. So finally, I was like, you know what, forget it. Like, we'll just leave it. We'll deal with it after we go see the gifts and see what they got us. So we go downstairs, and my dad had got us a bunch of video games. So, I was like, whatever, like, let's just try them out now. So we're playing these games from like 4 a.m. to, it was about like 10 a.m. And where I hear, where's all this water coming from? That whole entire time, the toilet, I guess we had messed with it so much, I had plunged it so hard that the pipe on the inside had cracked. And the toilet just kept filling up, trying to fill up with water, but it couldn't because, it's leaking out the pipe. So for 5 straight hours, water has been pouring like into like the ceiling. When I walked into my bedroom, there were about, I think it was about like 5 feet wide, 4 feet across, just a big circle of just water, dripping through the ceiling.
Now, is this poop water or just water?
You also said this is an apartment.
I didn't. So I don't know if it was. I know it was water from
a poop, but you thought that the poop was in that water.
Well, you said you were in an apartment. Yeah. Was there anyone below you?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So there's people. This whole pipe. I found out. As my dad told me the story when I was older. What I didn't understand about the apartments is that, obviously the pipes are all connected. So while ours is, collecting water, other people, the people below us, they're collecting water too. So my dad essentially that year paid like, over $1,000 in damages and paid for Christmas gifts and still had to pay for the new house that my mom wanted to be built. And my punishment, this was the best part. My punishment, my mom said, you know what, since you wanted to ignore all that, you couldn't make us up. Now, she made me sit and watch. My cousin didn't get in trouble, and he was the one, he was in the bathroom right after me before it all clogged. That's why it clogged. So I had to sit there, and while he got to play video games until his mom came and picked him up, she made me sit there and watch him play video games. And, if she heard me get excited or try and tell him he wasn't that good at video games, but she heard me try to, guide him or anything, she would be like, you're not supposed to be playing. You're supposed to just sit there silently and watch. So I had to sit there and watch him play all my games and play with all my toys until his mom came.
Now, you say your cousin went in after you. So even now, in retrospect, do you believe your cousin, his turd, was responsible for all this?
Well, that's the thing. This is about to get y'all. All we did was pee. We didn't even poop. I don't even know why we were using all that toilet paper, but we had ended up clogging it with toilet paper, and I was like, you know what? It's just toilet paper. We're just going to plunge it, and just the pressure from me plunging and, it being stopped up, the pipe just burst. I mean, it flooded so bad that they told us, they were like, hey, you can't use, since that bathroom was on the third floor, they're like, you can't use that bathroom until, the floor dries out and everything, because somebody could fall through if there's too much weight over here. I mean, there was an inch, the way that bathroom was, it dipped down just a little bit, the entryway, so it was collecting water all throughout the floor, too. So there was at least an inch of water sitting, in the bathroom. It's a half bathroom. So, you can do your judgment, but it's about an inch of water floating there while the rest of the water, inside of what you can't see is just drip, drip, drip.
See, man, I'm torn because, my daughter plugs the toilet apparently she gets paid every time she does, in which case she might be a millionaire, right? But the difference is, at least you made an effort to fix the situation. And kids, I mean, look, kids are not good at fixing things that they broke, and we understand it, but you made the effort. With my daughter, one of two things happens. Either I discover that the toilet is backed up, and typically the thing that tips me off that the toilet is backed up is that the dog is nowhere to be seen. And then I walk down the hall, and I see the dog come running out of the bathroom because she hears me walking down the hall. And then there's a water trail that goes from the doorway of the bathroom to the toilet, and I already know what I'm going to find because the dog wants the poop that is still in there, right? She doesn't drink out of the toilet, but if there's a turd in there, she's going to eat it. But it's not like she alerts anyone to it. So that's one thing, and I have to call, and it's always my daughter, and I hate this about life. You got kids, you can tell which one of them pooped. Based on smell and look, right? You can look and be like, and I know which one I need to call, and also one of them flushes the toilet, but... So I have to call down to my daughter, hey, man, if you block up the toilet, you have to let us know, because now the dog is eating, and I don't know how many turds the dog has eaten before I got wind of the idea that the dog's eating turds. Plus, now the bathroom floor is a mess, and it's disgusting, and I have to take this plunger and try to plunge the turds out. That's one. Or the way she swings it now is she has just exited the bathroom, right? She's been in there for 10 minutes. She just walked out of the bathroom, the fan's on, and she says, Dad, somebody plugged up the toilet.
Somebody.
And I'm like,
Somebody did, man.
I'm like, baby, who was the last person in there? She's like, well, I was in there 30 seconds ago. I said, did you poop? She's like, I sure did. I said, is it your poop that's still in the toilet? Yeah. I said, okay, you plugged up the toilet. Thank you for telling me. But she never makes the effort to plunge it. So at least in his case, my point is, look,
don't let her. You need
No. Her? No. I'd be like, call your brother. Let him do it. You cannot do this.
What was a holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy one select Cobalt 24-volt Max kit and get one select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2 through 7/31.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Only available in select states. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
99.9 KISW. The men's room is in progress.
What was the holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Willie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, I was living on Mount Hood with a bunch of snowboard bums like myself, and winter, Christmas time, snowing, and the flooding was going on, and all my roommates went home. Now, this cabin we lived in, no running water on the inside of it. The only heat we had was a fireplace and a really crappy baseboard heat. So my roommates, the two roommates, went to family for the winter or for the Christmas, and I was stuck at home. I decided to work and make some extra money and tips and whatnot. Well, I ended up coming down with the flu, the worst flu. All the roommates and everybody else, Christmas, having a great time, and I was at home rolling around in hallucinations of the flu, and we had no indoor plumbing. Like I said, the outhouse was outside, and it was trying to float away in the high water, and I had to run outside, use the outhouse, and then run back in. Literally, sickest I have ever been. I wanted to die. Would have been better. Fortunately, I was, like I said, hallucinating and rolling around with a fever of I don't even know what, and I don't remember a lot of the details except running out and trying to catch the outhouse as it was trying to float away.
I'm just thinking to myself, it's Christmas Day, and look, I've had to work on Christmas Day. There's a lot of things you don't feel like doing, but chasing after a floating outhouse is definitely at the bottom of my list.
No. And being sick or having to deal with somebody else?
This was at night, like 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, I don't even know. But it was late, dark. Yeah.
How
I couldn't keep the fireplace going.
Let me ask you, how many days was this? Like normally you're not just sick for one day.
Right, especially not with the flu, right?
Right, exactly. So, were you even able to eat? Jesus.
Yeah.
Not significantly, not anything, some water, some juice, maybe, some bread or whatever just to keep something in my stomach. But yeah, the worst Christmas ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah, medical stuff is tough at Christmas. I've had one experience in my life, and this was either Christmas Day or the day afterward. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been New Year or Christmas Eve, but it was right in the middle of the holidays. And do the typical thing, the Jewish tradition of going to see a movie on Christmas Day or the day after, somewhere in there. And then after that, decided to go to Johnny Rockets.
Okay, yeah.
Because we were downtown, the movie theater is right beside the Johnny Rockets. They were open, going there. On the way home, my daughters decide that they want Slurpees from 7-Eleven. Well, my kid gets this giant-ass blue Slurpee.
What flavor is blue? Do you have any idea?
Blue.
Blue raspberry?
It's blue.
Man,
blue is generally a
raspberry. Okay, yeah.
It was blue. Anyway, I know this because I had to clean up all the puke. She's up in her top bunk. My other daughter runs downstairs, and she says, yeah, my sister's having a tough time. She just threw up all over the bed. I was like, what? I run upstairs. And my daughter's having a full-blown seizure on the top bunk.
Right.
On the top bunk and I'm like, and she's big. They're like, she's a teenager. Like, she's not a little kid. So I got to drag her ass off the top bunk. And I don't know what you know about climbing up a ladder on a bunk bed.
As an adult?
It ain't built for an adult. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm freaking out. She's obviously having a seizure.
Right.
She's shaking all over the place. And then I get her down on the floor finally. And I don't know what you know about seizures for the epileptics, but everything comes out of you.
Oh.
On all ends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here I am basically cleaning up my adult daughter, sort of, trying to get her to get out of this epileptic seizure. You know what I'm saying? But she's just, the whole place is
And is she just going as long as she's seizing?
It's a bomb. Yes. And I finally get her, like, you know what I mean, to open her eyes and sit her up and realize what she's doing. You're not really supposed to move people or mess with people too much.
But things change when people are pooping themselves.
During the process.
Yeah.
I got to clean all
Did you know that beforehand?
Yeah, I had been told that based on the fact that of the epilepsy. So I knew certain things, but it's still in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, you don't remember.
Don't run from a bear. Right. Chances are, I'm going to sprint.
Yeah. Then I called 911. You know what I mean? The ambulance comes to the house. You know, she gets taken away. But the interesting part is, as a parent in these situations, and I get it, but you are interrogated.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, abuse-wise. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the betterment of kids.
It's a good thing when it's not happening to you.
But me, I'm like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, she basically just kind of, had her own thing. So, of course, spent that evening in the hospital. You know what I mean? It was just I was like, God, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like the whole...
I've never had to go to the hospital, but I have a vague memory of this. I was either like 4 or 5, all right? So... one of the Christmases, we got whatever gifts we got, but one of the things they did, they honestly got my brother a big-ass bag of grapes, because at that time he loved grapes, and he could just eat them all. They didn't say anything, and they got me a quart of eggnog, all right? Now, this time, we don't know that I am lactose intolerant. This was probably the tip-off point, so they knew I loved eggnog, and they always monitored my eggnog intake, just like you do with anything with kids. But it was Christmas, and they were like, hey, man, this quart is yours. I'm like, I got no self-restraint. So, I chugged this thing, and I'm good for about an hour and a half. Then I'm walking up the stairs, and my mom's behind me, and my quote to her, as she says, was, Mom, I feel something funny in my pants. Now, she does not know what I'm alluding to. It's like a good mother. She takes a peek. You got those elastic jeans on when you're a kid, right? And I'm just asking myself. I mean, but it is like a steady stream. It's not like I pooped myself and it has happened. It's like this is happening for as long as I'm standing there. So I do remember her. She checks my pants and immediately screams to my brother to grab newspapers. Because again, I'm at the top of the stairs, and in spite of the stairs being carpeted, I remember a river of poop is just rolling down. So my brother comes running up. He's got the newspapers. My father's just like, Jesus H. Christ, like, get him in the goddamn bathroom. I kind of remember, getting in the bathroom. I'm getting undressed. I'm still pooping, by the way. I mean, it's just going, man. And I believe that was actually my first shower. Because you're still in bath mode at that age. Sure. And this was my first actual shower. And my mom, or my dad, screaming to my mom, like, I don't give a no. We got to get in every crevice. You know what I mean? So turn around, bend over, man. And he's got that shower head aimed at every part of my body to wash all this poop down. And that's when we realized maybe I should not consume that much eggnog at once. So I had a good Christmas, but they did not.
Who's the first person you know that gets eggnog in their house and buys it before everybody else and starts drinking it?
Right here.
Yeah, we'll throw.
Hell yeah.
You get it in March.
But I don't drink a quart of it. I know now. And I take maybe, and I'm not even getting 6 ounces at a time.
I like eggnog too. I'll drink some on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Sure. I will drink. If it's available, I will drink it.
If I do get some eggnog, what is in fact the best liquor to put in there? Rum?
I've heard rum.
It's either or. You can use a bourbon, or you can whiskey, or you can use rum. It just depends.
Okay.
On what you prefer. So some people, I've had it both ways. They're both good. My sister-in-law, the first year she made it, she screwed up. She put both in. People got trashed.
Jesus.
Okay.
I think I would go rum only because I want to keep my whiskey for shooting. That's honestly the only reason.
Rum seems like a better
choice. Rum. Okay. Yeah, better than the eggnog.
I have no problem buying a bottle of rum.
And is it Sprite and or 7-Up?
Sprite.
Yeah, for real? I've never done it.
Because eggnog is so thick.
Yes.
Just cut it with some Sprite, man. It is bubbly. It's delicious. The kid, well, not just the kids. Everybody loves it. That's how I still drink mine now.
If you're really on the edge, go White Claw.
Damn, Mike.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, last year Bud Light had those seasonal seltzers. Yeah, my buddy and I were mixing one of the flavors with eggnog. Yeah, that was great.
What was the holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
Sorry, stomach. We're doing it.
Yeah. Somebody here says, why do you guys like talking about poop so much? I don't get it. I was like, we don't get it either. But we do. Brings us joy. Why does anything bring you joy? I don't know why I like the food I like. It hits my mouth. My mouth's happy. I'm happy. Talk about poop. I'm happy.
You go to the bathroom, man. You just, you stand up and you go to the bathroom. Maybe just make a pee.
Yeah.
You come back to the office. You don't say anything. You don't say, man, I just peed for 60 seconds.
Right.
But if you sit in there for a little while and you do your business, no matter if it's good or bad, you will come back with a report to your friends in that area.
And they never ask.
Man, I thought I was really going to lay one down, but it just kind of farted a couple times and basically walked out.
And that's the man. Once you bring it up,
I didn't
everyone's
ask.
all ears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody asked.
Let me tell you about my poop.
Right.
People stop working because suddenly they want to. It's a weird thing.
Oh, really?
I can't explain it.
And then the conversation, well, what did you have for dinner last night?
You go down this whole. That's how we learn about each other.
Ribs? Oh, cool. But
I didn't know you ate that.
Does it smell like barbecue?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
if I ate ribs, it does.
Yes, exactly.
Seafood and ribs.
I think anything smoked does.
Yeah, you're right. If something's smoked when you poop, it's like, it has a little hint of smoke.
Yes. What was the holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jess. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Hola.
Hola.
So, Jess,
How are
what was
you?
the holiday disaster?
Oh, boy. Okay, so I live in San Diego. I'm from here. And I came up and I surprised my mom. Me and my sister look alike, and we did a little bit of a switch with clothing and got my mom really good. It's going great. And Thanksgiving was going to be at my sister's house. So we're all over there. Me, my mom, sister, brother-in-law. My sister's cooking this year. And my sister and my mom are those people, those women that are going to look at everything and everything has to be perfect. And I'm more laid back, like, I don't give a crap.
Well, San Diego.
So,
I'm chill now.
yeah. I live in a bikini and flip-flops, and I love it. But
so do a lot of people.
Yes, I do agree. So it's all going good, and my mom's nitpicking on my sister. I'm kind of helping my sister prep, and my sister's messing with the turkey. And my mom's talking to her about poultry and cross contamination. And my sister's 36. She's like, Mom, don't you think I know this? She's like, all right, fine, just checking. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get a bag of ice. So I run up to the gas station. I'm there and back in less than 10 minutes. I see my mom's car is gone. I'm like, okay, she probably went and grabbed something else from the store. I go inside. My sister is sitting on the stairs crying. My brother-in-law is leaning against the kitchen counter. My mom's gone. I was like, what happened? My sister goes, I screamed at Mom. She left. And I just a B word. I don't know if I can say that. And,
what, bitch?
And she runs. Yes, okay. She's like, I was a bitch. I screamed at Mom. She yelled, and she won't answer the phone. And she runs downstairs crying. And I look at my brother. We have people coming over. And I look at my brother-in-law, and I'm like, are we going to have to do this? And he's like, I think we have to. I was like, oh, crap, okay. I've never cooked turkey in my life. I'm not a chef. I was like, okay. So I'm looking it up on Pinterest, how to cook a turkey, and my sister won't come upstairs. She's just down there and out, and my mom won't answer the phone. And luckily, we don't have guests coming over just yet. So me and my brother-in-law are trying to figure it out, and I'm making the gravy, but my sister only has coconut flour, and apparently that doesn't really work. It just kind of curdles.
Yeah.
So I'm stirring this, and then I have a thermometer and this bird in the oven, and my brother-in-law's working on the stuffing and some other crap. And I'm like, I know poultry has to be above, like, somewhere around 165. And I looked at him, I was like, it's been like over 45 minutes where it's been at 145. Like, yeah, it should be done by now, right? He's like, I don't know, man. So we're pulled it out, and this thing was bone dry. The gravy was curdled. Mashed potatoes didn't happen. Like, nothing turned out good at all. Mom's still not answering. So we didn't have dinner. It was like shock, basically, trying to eat any of this. The only thing that turned out was my brother-in-law's mother brought over a pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh, well,
that.
There's a victory there.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that. So,
Homemade.
what did you do for dinner then?
Yeah.
Did everyone, like, how long did it take before everyone agreed to just stop eating? Like, let's not fake this. This is crap.
Oh, it didn't take long at all. Everyone's like, we feel your pain. We're just going to go. And the only one that stayed was his brother, my brother-in-law's mother, just said, here, just keep the cheesecake, pumpkin cheesecake. It's one of those times. It's okay. Things happen with families.
They do, but families shouldn't ruin it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry,
Right.
families should not ruin it. And frankly, if I brought that pumpkin cheesecake, because I like cheesecake, I like pumpkin pie. So this is a combination of the two. I'd been like, I'm really sorry dinner didn't work out. You can have a slice now, but I'm taking this with me.
Look,
I'm taking this.
I'll also
Public
say
cheesecake's awesome.
If you make one dish that's unique and special to you and your family, that that's maybe not a traditional dish, and something that you're good at and you can knock out, make one thing. And I'm telling you right now, if you call Safeway, Fred Meyer, Whole Foods, a lot of places, they'll offer an entire holiday meal. Now you go and you pick it up on Christmas Eve day. But they'll give you what you can get a turkey, you can get a ham.
Yeah, they come with it comes with like a main meat and then sides. I've done it before,
and it's good.
And cheese. Yeah. They've got beans. They'll give you rolls. They'll give you gravy. I mean, basically, it's just foolproof. All you need to do is heat this stuff up.
Well, Christmas too is tougher.
Just for a little bit in the oven, you're good, man.
Because Christmas is another big meal, but at least at Thanksgiving, while it's time intensive, it's that football. Whereas
there's
Christmas,
there's
presents, there's this,
there's activity.
That. There's people kind of especially if like my grandma's house was chaos because people are showing up at different times, this and that.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like Christmas is like almost harder to cook, even though you're right. There's a zoo. Most places get a pre-made meal, throw it in there, and enjoy.
And no offense to your cooking skills, but it's going to be just as good, if not better, than what you can make it all.
Yeah, but also I don't feel like cooking all day. To me, that's my Christmas gift to everyone is this pre-made meal.
It's right, unless you're one of those people, right? Like my brother, we used to cook a turkey on the grill, but also part of the fun was to keep it moist. You had to put bacon on it.
Sure.
So we would just sit in the backyard and eat bacon and drink beer.
Right. If you want to go buy all the sides, you can go buy all the sides. So that's the only thing that you need to do.
And you're right. Unless it's something that has to be that your family does, who cares?
Somebody makes a good cornbread or whatever. Yeah, bring a pan of cornbread over. But other than that, man, just buy it.
Yeah, I don't sweat it. I like this one here. You're talking just families ruining things. One year at Christmas, one of my aunts slipped and broke her ankle, and it was at my other aunt's house. She sued her, and she won.
Oh.
I mean, from that point on, it's never going to be okay, right?
What was a holiday disaster? 206-421-ROCK.
I'm sure the one aunt doesn't mind. She's got the money.
Hello, Dan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
So, Dan, what was the holiday disaster?
Yeah, a couple years ago, it wasn't on Christmas. It was on Thanksgiving.
All right.
I was living with an aunt of mine, my aunt and uncle, and I had a younger cousin, and I happened to get mono.
Oh.
Right around Thanksgiving. And during Thanksgiving, we had family come over and everything, and my aunt and my uncle are like, please don't come out of your room. And I'm like, excuse me? Why can't I come out of my room?
Because you have mono.
Yeah.
I had mono, but at the same time, they didn't want my little cousin, who was, he was probably about 15 at the time. They didn't want him to get mono to go back to school and have the kissing disease, as they say.
So wait, were they worried about him having mono, or they were worried about the stigma attached to mono at the time?
They were mostly worried about the stigma attached to it. Yeah,
they should have been more worried about mono.
Yeah, I love my family, but at the same time, they were more worried about the stigma of it. He was going to, I'll just say, a religious school at the time. So, it was kind of one of those, hey, just stick around in your room, brother.
Yeah, I mean, look, the stigma.
You did have mono.
Right,
you did.
Mono's the key thing here.
Yeah.
Regardless of the stigma. Look, I could get in a wreck with my scooter, right, and mess myself up real bad. I'm going to tell people, I'm in a motorcycle accident? Right. No, I don't care. I know what it is. Dude, I wrecked my scooter. I got all jacked up, man. I lost the war against the car. You know
I get that he had mono and they didn't want to come out because of mono, but you would hope their head's in the right place where it's not because of what idiots associate it with. It's just because you have mono and mono sucks.
Look, everybody, they're celebrating the holidays. The holiday party's going on right outside the window.
Well, everyone's still wearing their clothes, so
cookies,
it's not raging yet.
They're drinking.
It's not a real holiday party.
Looks like they're having a really good time out there, doesn't it? That is something. Coming up, the return of Who Sucks Last, and we got your emails on our question. What was the holiday disaster? You are listening to The Men's Room.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy one select Cobalt 24-volt Max kit and get one select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2 through 7/31.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.